Tokyo, Japan. My name is Gary Verheller, and I'll be your host for what we call the Substance of Living podcast. Today, we'll look at what we call life's lessons. And I hope this will provide you with some insight, maybe even some inspiration to life's challenges. Hello, and welcome to episode 79, Exercise, Part 2, External. Now, Part 1 was about internal. That means emotional and mental benefits of exercise and how important it is for emotional stability and for the intellect as well. So, today we're going to look at external, and what I mean by that is the human body. Exercise has multiple impacts on the human body. For example, when you work your muscles, that's very important because you're many times getting stronger. More muscle, more warmth. And let me tell you a real life example. When I first married my wife, she was very, very lean and had less density in her muscles. Women don't get big because women just don't have the testosterone like men have. So women's muscles get denser and more defined. Well, she was in good shape when we first got married. She was a scuba diving instructor. She was carrying the tanks and the equipment. So she was in good shape. And at the same time, her muscle mass was very, very low. So after we got married, she started going to the gym with me and lifting weights and working out. And that also included cardio. And we'll talk about cardio in a minute. And when we first got married, in the wintertime, she'd be right up against me. Oh, samui, which means I'm cold. And I would be just overwhelmed. I'd be having to put a leg outside the blankets because I was sweating. I was so hot because she was right on top of me. Now, after years of exercise, she sweats in bed. So more muscles means more warmth. More muscle also burns more calories, which is also a good thing. So weightlifting or body weight exercises called calisthenics, and that's what we used to call it back in the day, those can be very, very beneficial to you. Another type of external impact exercise can be for your breathing and your heart and your lungs. That's called cardio or cardiovascular exercise. The heart and lungs work together to take in oxygen and then put that oxygen into the blood. Blood takes it to the muscles that are working. The human body is just amazing. And because it works the heart and works the lungs, it keeps you healthier. In the United States, heart disease is the number one killer. And this is very close to me because my mother and all of her siblings, all of her brothers and sisters, died of heart attacks. My brother, 3 years younger than I, and he was a long-distance runner. He was rated in the top 10 in the state. He was also almost went pro in soccer, and he was an emergency room critical care nurse. He had his first heart attack when he was 27 years old, and 2 more before he hit 35. So it's important for me to exercise my heart just to stay alive. But generally, it's very, very good to practice cardiovascular exercise. And that can be walking, that can be running, that can be bicycling, that can be intense swimming. And the king of all is cross-country skiing. I've tried that, but going downhill was completely out of control. So I still run in the wintertime. So another thing that you want to consider with exercise affecting the human body is stretching. Now, it's important to warm up and do a little stretching before the activity. If you do too much stretching, you can actually injure yourself when you're doing the activity. It's much better to do a little stretching, a little warm up before you start the exercise. After the exercise, that's when you want to stretch. And the wonderful thing about stretching is it becomes meditative. The idea is you take in long, deep inhales and imagine the muscles that you're stretching the tendons, the muscles, those things that you're stretching are being filled with that air. And then you exhale all of the pain, if there is any pain or discomfort, out, and you inhale the air again. So, a little before, a lot after, and it's like meditation, which gives you the benefit of actually slowing down. And yoga, stretching, self-hypnosis, all helps you to lower your heart rate. And that can help you to be back in control. So exercise is beneficial both internally, mentally and emotionally, and externally for your heart, your muscles, your lungs, and your overall well-being. So I hope you get a chance to take a little time for yourself every day and exercise. If nothing else, go for a walk at lunch. It'll help you feel better and be better. Thanks. Thank you for joining us today for the Substance of Living podcast. If you'd be kind enough to consider subscribing, you can contact us through Spotify or Apple Podcasts or connect on Twitter. Join us again next time for what I hope will help you navigate life.